Microbeads. Have you used any products such as toothpaste or face wash that feels sandy? If so, read the labels. The words such as polyethylene may microbeads. Have you used any products such as toothpaste or face wash that feels sandy? If so, read the labels. The words such as polyethylene may show up. This means that you are using a plastic on your body which is washing into the waterways in your local area. Research shows that on average there are 60 microbeads, which is a piece of plastic that is roughly only 5 millimeters in size per 100 milliliters of water, showing in the harbour region alone. For instance, in Sydney, the microbead is currently impossible to remove from the water as the filtration system is just not fine enough, resulting in evidence showing that microplastics settle on the Sydney harbour floor, polluting the sediment in which our animals feed. It has been found that zooplankton, which feeds off the sediment, is contaminated, which is the #1 food source of the food chain. Many fish in the Sydney harbour area are being affected, which is then leading to the banning of recreational fishing harbour-wide to occur, and human consumption to be limited to a particular monthly recommended intake per species. The statistical research was only a click away once utilising the correct keywords, such as negative impacts resulting from microbeads, pollution statistics involving microplastics, human intake of microplastics, and ways of reducing microplastics in the Sydney harbour. I did find that using Google itself deemed many non-credible sites, leaving me to continue my searches through Google Scholar, resulting in hitting the jackpot with the links to the New South Wales Parliamentary Program data. As this was, and still is, a recent issue, current news articles provided the forming information in which illustrated that microbeads are a proven issue in the Sydney harbour. Once discovering the information about microbeads, I have come to realise that if it does persist and the products are not removed from the shelves sooner rather than later, there may be continuous amounts of pollution issues, which will then cease not only the recreational fishermen, but the commercial fishing as well in the Sydney harbour area, all due to the consumption of microplastics, which are leaking dioxides into the fish flesh. Microplastics have polluted the sediment in the Sydney harbour, causing the ecosystem of the area to be contaminated. Therefore, all animals, from tiny to large, have confirmed levels of dioxides in their bodies from the pollution. Research that has me intrigued and I will further my investigation with is the other various forms of micropollution that has been found upon my findings. Microfiber, too, seems to have been found in the stomach content of research bream species, which then shows cause of concern that not only is it microbeads but microfibers that are having a detrimental result in the Sydney harbour ecosystem. When providing this content to a classroom of years 5 and 6 students, it's all about the way in which we are educating the children. Learning about the food chain amongst the sea life is continuous, as there are such a large variety of sea life in the area, but also incorporating ideas and strategies on what human activity can do to help fix this issue. Also by discovering ways in which they can carry out physical scientific discoveries on the products that contain the microbeads themselves, then forming the documentation, such as statistical graphs to further show their findings. If you don't look into everyday items,